All right, good evening and welcome to Futbol En Vivo on Club Deportes, show number 34. We air every week on clubdeportes.com. Follow us on Twitter at Futbol Austin. That's Futbol Austin. Follow Club Deportes as well at Club Deportes. For all the latest and greatest sports news and commentary, well, you got to go to the first website Josh Wolff visited after advancing to the Western Conference Final. That's clubdeportes.com. I am your host, Eric McCoy, and I am joined by a man who is wondering if he can still buy a giant taco from Toyota Stadium, even though FC Dallas have been eliminated from the playoffs. It's David Alvarez.
How do you know that I love tacos so much?
I mean, I've known you for a few years now. I know a lot about you.
You know, I really want to be Mexican.
Don't we all?
Well,
Didn't know that. But,
like they say Mexicans are born whatever they want.
We kind of are, yeah.
You know.
Did you see the giant taco picture? I want to know. You're not exactly the most online person I know.
No, I did not see it.
Oh, my
Okay,
God.
So you have no idea what we're talking
no
about.
idea.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Didn't think you had. I knew Jorge had seen
Yeah.
it. So. Okay. I'm also joined by a man wondering if conference semifinal wins count as bonus wins. It's Jorge Chavez.
They do count as bonus wins. Because nobody expected us to be here.
That is very true. We're going to get into that as well as a whole lot of stuff today. Because, hey, guys.
Good Lord.
Austin FC, against all odds, are going to the Western Conference Final.
I'm still...
What a world we're living in.
I still
Well,
can't
thanks
put
to
it
La
into
Gioconda,
words.
the Mona Lisa over there, and she's like
Yes.
our
These
deep
are the
omen.
glory days, my friend.
Oh,
These are
thank
the
goodness.
glory days.
Deep
Jerry,
omen.
as soon as you can, there's the full-time score right there, 2-1 Austin FC. Excellent first half. Little scary in the second half, but hey,
scary,
all's well that ends
sure.
well. Hey, here's a
But
highlights
I
here.
think the level of the noise in the stadium,
It was
went
incredible.
twice as usual. So
Now,
that was
we had
more
multiple
important thing.
vantage points for this one. Jorge and I were up in the
Yeah.
press box, and you, David, you're a man of the people. You were right down
Yeah,
pitch side.
I was right there, and I
basically.
can see this was very close. I thought it was going to be, even I was very far, I can see that was going in. And I was, you can see it very clear, even though you're so far away.
Yeah.
It was so close.
And from our vantage point in the press box, I mean, that part of the field is right in front of us. And every reporter got up and started almost starting to do the report. Oh, first goal. No.
No.
It was really, really close.
It was close, but you can tell it wasn't in.
It would not.
But this was a very nice free kick by Fagundes. It was barely, he missed by barely.
He's starting to get a reputation for taking these.
It's really nice.
Really, really close.
He just went down a little bit too late, but it was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a scoring chance when he gets a free kick in those areas.
And
really
that's
does.
Velasco there
It really
became
does.
like a man of the match. But this was the most important thing that
right
happened
place, right
during the
time.
game because Djitte is scoring like it was a set piece pretty much in a double header, not ours, but it doesn't matter. He was in the right place at the right time.
Right time.
Striker's instincts right there.
And and that was down. Everybody at the stadium went crazy.
And we'll get to that because kind of a surprise that he started.
Yeah, it's
little bit of a
surprise,
surprise.
but it's a good that he was there at that moment.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I would certainly
I think it
say
was,
so.
Yeah, he didn't do much than that, but he put that,
I think he proved his worth.
Look at
because he threw.
Bruce is celebrating like he scored, man. He's like, what?
Now this was.
This is what that's Drew's
is
trademark.
Drewsy by
He went
himself.
almost from half field. He dribbled one, dribbled two, and he turned so far to the right that it's the only way to score, and he does it. I mean, just gorgeous goal.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
He kind of utilized Djitte as kind of a dummy.
Yeah,
move
absolutely.
Because he used him kind of to so in and out, and the defenders just followed.
But then you see the way he got it from half
freed it.
field.
And I love
like
this too.
He
Winning the ball
stole
in
the ball.
midfield, right?
He took the ball from midfield. He dribbled one, and then the way he turned to cross that one.
Because if you
usually
note-
you're not able to do that.
If you note here,
Yeah, there, that one.
Yeah,
That
but
cross
look
was
at Djitte and the two defenders. He drew the defenders away
Love it.
from
Love it.
Drewsy.
Great spot, Jorge.
Yeah,
Great spot.
and so it was basically a 1v1 with
Look at
with
Wolff.
Wolff, I
Jeez.
couldn't be happier, man.
No, he's
That's the
really
happiest
happy.
man in Austin right now.
Yeah, and then here comes the discount goal.
That's Velasco started it. He started.
That was the first shot,
and that he was so close. 62
Velasco
minutes.
played very well.
Huge save.
He was probably the only one that played well.
Yeah, the other up front two of that three were really quiet. Ferreira and
you notice all the action
Areola,
was on one side, and this was it went tunnel through, and then Velasco scored beautiful. And
Ring
he went through the legs of Rings.
Ring was really
that
close,
was really
really.
He
close
went
to
through the
blocking
legs
it.
to Ring
really
easily.
Close, so it was a lucky shot, I think.
And this kid is like 21 years old. It's like just got in from Independiente, and now is worth $8 million. And like, the guy is worth.
That was you could see it. It was definitely a lucky bounce for Dallas.
But this was so close too. Fagundes put a lot of power in that one, and great save.
Were you on the left or on the right?
I was on the right side of the goal. On the left side of the goalie.
You got a good view of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I was right there, but I was never in the camera. Right there, where Rigoni is, right there on the right side. Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's a good perspective. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't move over just a little bit to get on.
Yeah. I was trying to
close.
put the flag in there. I was having I don't know if you see the flag. I was wearing the
Chilean flag.
That was the Mapuche flag, and somebody from the
what did security think about it?
Security say, "Hey, let me double check it." They double check it because it had the red on it. He had a red on it.
They probably know you. That's a phenomenal save from.
That was the best save in the 86th minute where everybody was so worried.
Oh yeah.
And then after that,
here's the final whistle.
After that, the whistle, the stadium went crazy, and Austin made it. After 1 year, we were in the bottom. Now we're in the top.
How loud was it down there, David, when that final whistle blew?
I mean, it was huge. I mean, I took a video of the last seconds before the whistle.
And you haven't posted that on our Twitter yet, have you?
Not in the Twitter. I put it on the Facebook.
You put it on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, I put it on Facebook, but it was the last play, like the last minute, and I took I think, pretty good video. But you can feel it was coming. It was coming. People were ready to celebrate.
There's a shot of the first goal.
All the goals were in the north side.
Yeah.
And as I say to Jorge Iturralde, I thought that the wind would be a factor, and I think it was.
I came up on the bus with our colleague Katie Goodman, and it was really windy when we were coming down. I thought it was going to be...
It kind of slowed down during the game, but then pick it up later.
I think they adjusted. I think both teams adjusted.
This was not a match to have like a lot of crosses.
Yeah. But you see some of the shot that Dallas took. Ferreira took a shot that went nowhere. And another... Ferreira took two. One that was going into the corner, but bounced out of Gabrielson.
Oh, right.
In the back of the Gabrielson. So that was so close. It could have been in. But the next one, the next Ferreira one, it went up to the sky, But then the other guy, I don't know who the other one. Also because I think definitely the win is. I knew because in the morning I play and I was like the win was definitely a factor.
And if it can affect a great player like you, then surely it can affect these MLS players, right, David?
Definitely. I thought the ball was mine. I thought I had full control, but I didn't. This kid, 13-year-old, take it away from me.
This is an interesting question. It was this. I'm borrowing this from our sister show here, FCTV. This was a debate that we were having as you and I arrived, David. Was this an easy match for Austin FC, Jorge?
Dallas certainly made it easy because
this
is something we commented as the half was coming to an end. 0 shots on goal. It's pretty easy.
They only did one shot overall in the first half.
Because it was a kind of hopeful ball by
and
Paul
it was in
Areola
stoppage
there. In stoppage time.
45 minutes of 0 shots.
Not one shot on goal. And so that's very helpful to Austin FC if Stewart doesn't have to defend anything. So
you barely got any action down at your end in the first
No,
half.
not really.
Hopefully your eyes are okay.
To
see it on the other end.
We didn't get that much action in that side because I think the win was a big, huge factor because everything happened on the other side where the win was stronger. But what was the question? Is if it was
was it an easy?
No, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
It was not. I don't think it was easy. I think the factors went up, but the main thing is that we were able to score. That Djitte goal really marked the difference because as we know, like 5 games we have to come back from behind,
right?
And we're getting used to it, and that's usually the problem that we always have. And we asked Pereira that in the previous game, and that's it. Like we were able to be ahead. We could have even it could have been 3, if we after that was over.
Yeah.
But that goal and then Drusi attacking the goal all the time. I mean, without Rusi. I mean, every time he got hurt, I mean, it was the floor.
He didn't. It didn't seem that it seemed that they was protected a little more than usual. From my view, he didn't
by the referee. You think
by
they
the
were
referees?
Okay.
So we did talk about that.
Yeah, there's another match. I think just like against RSL, I think the referees did well.
They really didn't. Factor
I wanted to applaud him at the first half. I was like, hey, I want to congratulate him.
Applauding the referees. This is not a thing that
because I felt kind of I mean. I don't know. It's just you want to be nice to the people, If you're nice to them, they might be nice to you.
And
so you would never want to get angry with the referee. You don't want to play against the referee.
No, yeah, you always want the refs on your side. Right. That is fair. Okay, now let's talk about something here though, because there was a big decision. The lineup dropped before the match, and we alluded to it earlier when we were watching the highlights. Pretty much your standard Austin FC lineup that we've come to expect, other than Djitte up top over Urruti. There's the lineup.
I'm Finley.
Finley, I think he's a mainstay in the starting lineup.
He's earned his keep.
I know you're a skeptic of Rigoni, David. You wouldn't have wanted to see Rigoni start this match.
No.
Okay, exactly.
No.
So this was pretty much what we would have expected, other than Djitte over Urruti.
Right.
Why do you think Wolff went with Djitte over Urruti, Jorge?
He was asked in different forms, but basically got to the same thing. He was asked about why it was important to start Djitte, and he said they just looked at the personnel that Dallas had. They studied what the formation that they had, and interestingly enough, I am the one that asked him the question: how far in advance did Djitte know he was going to start? He had several days that he knew that he was going to start.
That was a great question, and really interesting to
hear. And it showed because I mentioned to Wolff in the question, he didn't look nervous. He looked prepared. He looked on fire. He was prepared.
I think he was until he was subbed off, and I don't know about his injury status after that.
He could have been got a knock, and maybe he was in the script to get Urruti in there at that time.
The first 60 minutes of the match, he was man of the match for me. He was sensational.
Oh, yeah. Dallas did not know what to do with him because he was physical in the box. He wasn't being pushed around. He moved the ball around.
I think that's what they're looking for. He was looking for.
You think that's why Wolff went with Djitte was for that physicality?
Yeah, they need power. They need power, and if we don't have a speed, we need the power, overpower the other team.
And he's got both. He's fast and he's got power, and so that I think that threw off a lot of the defenders.
The size. I mean, the physicality.
He's a bigger dude than Rudy.
The physicality. That's the reason why he was there.
And I think, really, FC Dallas. We talked about it last week. This is a team that likes to press high.
Yes.
This is a team that wants to get out, get in your face, and I think to Josh Wolff's credit, he actually kind of didn't throw out the script.
No.
He tweaked it, though. This was not the play out from the back, pretty build up, try and play 30 passes to get into the opposition half. They went direct, particularly in the first half. This team, when Austin FC got the ball, it was fine Djitte. Hit the ball up to Djitte. And Djitte, to his credit, he would win fouls. And he would hold the ball up and he would play on his teammates, and Austin FC would go upfield and attack. That was the plan, I think, was to go direct. If you're going to go direct to try and beat the press, you'd much rather be playing into Djitte than Urruti. So massive credit, I think, to Josh Wolff for getting this decision right.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's just the same thing with the other sub they did at the end, with Martin, right? Felipe Martin, that was a good sub, right? That's a great sub.
It is.
I'm sorry, am I hearing you? You're praising Felipe Martin. Am I hearing you correct?
No, I just want to be positive because you said something good about Wolff. I said, another good decision with Felipe Martin, right?
Okay, I think that there are varying degrees of good. I think that was the Djitte one was excellent. Felipe, you got to get some fresh legs on it at the end of the match, I suppose.
We only often talked about Felipe. We love Felipe as a player. But his job is to be a disruptor.
He hates us because he hates media. Yeah. Felipe can't stand media. I don't know why you even got to praise the guy. He doesn't like us.
He's in media all the time. He's very active in social media, right?
Okay, it is an interesting thing about Felipe. Right?
He's more active,
media, but he's always looking for the camera. Right?
Yeah. And it was just embarrassing. And I have to tell you, no, it was not a good sub. I was so afraid when he came in. I was like praying. I was praying to the gods. I was like, oh my God, no way. Because you know how I feel about Felipe. I know you were like, what is that he's saying here? But the reason why I was really afraid of that, really, and the only thing he did was just disrupt. And then he tried to waste time. It was awful the way he tried to waste time.
You needed that.
Do you know what he said? He said the ball was deflated. That's what they did when I did the ball.
I missed that.
No, the ball. No, that ball. Oh my God! I seen that like little kid doing that.
Well, to be fair though, that's kind of what you need, right? When you're a goal
that's
line, the final 10 minutes.
That's exactly what I say about it. Was not a bad start because he did the dirty job that he's supposed to do.
Yeah. You needed the bleep housery, right?
But I will say,
experience to waste time. The experience to waste time.
I will say though that when they brought it, Felipe and Wolff at the end. Those two were probably the most responsible for having the Dallas offensive player get that shot that Stuver saved.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Both of them were not even close to the.
Let me tell you, I was not. So, I'm with you, David. I'm not crazy about seeing Felipe out there, and I really thought Owen Wolff for Diego Fagundes was not a good sub.
I would have much rather seen Fagundes.
I never want to take Fagundes out of there.
If Stuver doesn't make that save, Dallas equalized, and also losing this match.
We're having a different conversation.
We're rioting right now.
We're having a different conversation.
And I gotta tell you, I mean, from the perspective I saw Stuver a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and he did not go towards the ball. Like he's getting the pass, he doesn't go towards the ball.
That's not his job.
I know, but I was like any other team would have put the pressure with them. But he was like, he had enough time to.
The guy made a match-saving save.
But just little things.
Hey,
we need to criticize a little bit, right?
I don't know. That's not where I would not direct my criticism.
No. But it's just a little detail. But he had enough time. It just showed that Dallas was never there. Like Dallas never put the pressure on him.
They really didn't until after once they got desperate.
Second half. In the first half. I'm talking about the first half.
We were talking about this after the match.
The first half.
I want to get your thoughts, David. Was it especially the first half, right? Because the first half, you could say that was as good as Austin FC have played all season.
Yeah.
Okay, was it more Austin FC playing well or FC Dallas playing poorly? What do you think, David?
I think it was the win, man. I think it's the win.
I think we've done it. I'm talking about the win.
Yeah, they couldn't deal with it. Like they couldn't deal with it.
FC Dallas couldn't deal with it.
It couldn't deal with Djitte. It couldn't deal with the formation. It couldn't deal with it. Dallas looked really bad in the first half.
They did.
It's like they didn't get it together.
But was it because Austin FC were playing so well, or did they just not show up?
They didn't have an idea. But you just see the stat, the numbers, how many shots on goal they have, and how much possession do they have.
Okay, so I have that. Jerry, excellent spot.
Right. They have 53% possession, and how many shots they have? Shots on goal, 5.
5 shots on goal.
5 goals on
9 shots total.
That's exactly how Austin loses the game. We usually lose every time Austin loses a game. It's like
the shots on those goal. Are the possessions.
And what I love, Josh Wolff post match said possession didn't matter in this match, and I think that alludes to kind of like what we were discussing earlier. We wanted to go direct. It wasn't about trying to keep possession. They didn't want to deal with that Dallas press. They want to give them a chance to get out and get after it, and they just want to hit the ball forward.
But it kind of goes to show. And I did say this on the last show, the first team that scores the goal is going to win the game.
Now you say that.
Called it.
Yeah, right here. That was my tweet at halftime right there. That's the shot map for FC Dallas in the first half.
That was the one from Arreola, right? And it was an awful weak shot.
And Gabriel sort of got in his way a little bit.
But it was a weak shot.
But it was not a good shot.
But
going back to the previous one, that getting a lead, especially a 2-goal lead, makes you play different. They played much better, much more attacking minded because they knew that they had that advantage and they didn't have to catch up. That's going to be important from now on for the next hopefully couple games. But they're going to have to. They looks like they turned it around to be able to score first and see the importance of that, and hopefully it'll transcend because boy, they played lights out.
Absolutely. Now I want to ask you, David, because going into the match against RSL, you had rated our beloved coach, Josh Wolff. Well, you actually had him at a 7. And you said if Austin FC wins, he goes to a 9.
Yes.
Now Austin FC are on to the conference final. I just want to point this out, all right? We were talking last week just about the mental state of Josh Wolff and just where he might be. Was he overthinking things with the Valencia over Pereira? And I just want to say, like, bold move to after that decision backfired, going away from your tried and true starting 11 after it backfired against RSL.
Yeah.
To then make another big change where if you end up not winning this match, people are going to be asking, why did you go Djitte over Rudy?
Yeah.
And to actually have the conviction to make that decision to start Djitte over Rudy, I just have a ton of credit, a ton of respect for Josh Wolff. He's a 10 out of 10 for this season for me, advancing to the conference final. David, how about you?
Well, I told you I gave him a 9 last time. If they get to the playoff, I give him a 9. And
still a 9.
Still a 9?
It's still a 9, but I give him a 10 if we win it all. If we win it all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's the way we should go.
It's kind of
an
obvious,
incentive. We cannot give him a perfect grade It's
until he wins
still a
the
9.
thing, yeah.
And I think the decision were bold and it worked. I mean, you didn't want to see Martin there, but he put it in and he was right. He put somebody that want to waste time. He did his job.
He wasted time.
Then he put Djitte over Ruti and he scored a goal. I mean, what else can you do? Like, everything works out. And how the media was saying before, like, it was a game between two very similar coaches that they know each other. So it was going to be
They're friends,
a chess.
in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a chess game. They're both assistant coach for the U.S. national team. At some point, they were.
Yes.
So
Both
they
come to
say
the
it was going to
soccer
be
setup.
about a chess match. It's going to be a chess match playing in a soccer field. Because they know so much each other. And I think they talk about how to use the midfielders that Austin FC used, was a big factor that they couldn't deal with it. So yeah, you see all the stuff that they, not only Wolff, but I think the team, the coaching team, it's you need to give credit to the entire team. I think not just Wolff.
And he did, to his credit, Josh Wolff said that some of the assistants and the medical staff and the trainers don't get as much recognition, but they were a big part of where the team is now.
This is one heck of a strong collective.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Jorge, just to kind of slightly shift gears a bit and kind of talk FC Dallas, Austin FC rivalry, right? We saw the Copa Tejas after the match. Alex Ring holding it up in the air. Did you get a chance to see that, David? The Copa Tejas trophy?
I saw it.
It would have been
the
right
coffee.
in front of you. It would have been,
I mean, I saw the Copa Tejas. I think took some pictures of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
good,
know,
good.
yeah.
And all of this was happening in front of the visiting Dallas fans because they couldn't leave due to security reasons.
Yes.
So they had to sit there and watch
Yeah.
silently as all the celebration was going on.
I mean, that's nice because it's very
that was a
nice.
little sweet.
And there were a lot of red.
There were a lot of
spots
Dallas FC
around the
fans.
stadium.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, there was a
And
ton
they're
of
very
red.
close to the supporters section. And one thing I did not like was the use of profanity against the team, the Dallas team, for part of the fans there. I thought that was just disrespectful.
Okay, so I don't know really what just foul language being said in the direction of the FC Dallas fans.
Both
No,
ways.
Both
to
ways.
the,
Okay, both ways.
by the way, and also to the players when the players were leaving to the tunnel,
Really?
right in the corner, like people from the supporters section, like using the F word in front of a bunch of kids over there. I mean, come on. I mean, this bunch of kids. You don't need to be.
I'm not a fan of
that
that
anger,
either.
that kind of type of anger. Is like
I know that it's banter. I know, and
then you kind of feel you want to. You want to do the same thing too, but why? I mean, we cannot reach the limit. It's like.
So what do you think, Jorge? Did this spill over the rivalry? Did it go from just kind of like a healthy dislike into something more sinister, more ugly to you? Do you think?
I don't think so. Mostly because there was no violence, as opposed to some of our friends from Houston, where it does. I know several people from El Matador and Dallas Beer Guardians, and they're as passionate about their team as we are about ours.
Yeah.
But there's elements in both sides that are prone to a little bit violent rhetoric that really there shouldn't be a place for it because, if you look at the code of conduct for MLS, it talks about profanity and obscenities and all that kind of stuff that the fans ignore anyway, and they say it
once in a while.
I don't mind.
Heat of the moment type of stuff, sure.
But just to do directly to the players that they give you like.
If you say profanity, who cares? But if you're directing like vitriol
to the players,
nasty language at the player, I don't like it. It's just kind of gross. You buy a ticket, you go to a game, you don't have a right to like verbally.
I don't think there's no. I mean, we can call them. I think there's no rivalry really. Like Austin is number one. Texas.
Not even
Austin is the capital of Texas. Austin is the capital of Texas.
Now, Jerry, we have a Jesus Ferreira clip, right? We have an interview clip of him. Okay, can we fire that? Because he actually spoke a little bit after this match. We got some footage here, so we're going to get that going.
No, sí, obviamente estamos tristes de terminar la temporada así. Sabemos que el grupo dio todo lo que tenía para estar aquí en este momento. Las cosas no se dieron y con la cabeza arriba para el próximo torneo.
Sé que esta temporada termina todo para ustedes, pero para ti aún sigue esa esperanza de estar en el equipo que llegue a la Copa del Mundo a Qatar. ¿Ahora tu mente está puesta en eso?
No, obviamente ahorita mismo estoy enfocado aquí. Duele, este momento ahorita duele. Estos próximos días voy a estar enfocado en mí mismo, aquí con el equipo y después con el tiempo estar enfocado en otras cosas. Pero ahorita mismo no enfocado aquí con el equipo.
¿Hasta dónde crees que llegue este equipo que los derrotó hoy, el equipo de Austin?
No, obviamente son buenos jugadores, especialmente en casa. Nosotros mismos nos hicimos esos goles. Nos dolió. Fue nuestras cosas que les regalamos y ojalá le vaya bien, son un equipo bueno.
Esta cancha te había visto anotar varios goles en otros partidos con selección con FC Dallas, pero esta vez pues viviste otra experiencia muy diferente.
Sí, obviamente cuando juego partidos quiero marcar gol. Esta vez no me dio la oportunidad de meter gol y fallé las que tenía. Obviamente trato de no enfocarme en eso, sigo jugando para ayudar a mis compañeros a hacer un buen partido y obviamente hoy no se me dio la oportunidad.
¿Qué mensaje le mandas a toda esa gran afición que estuvo ahí en la tribuna, que vino a acompañarlos hasta la ciudad de Austin?
No, gracias por apoyarnos, gracias por confiar en nosotros. Obviamente nosotros le dimos todo para que ellos soñaran, le queríamos dar un trofeo, pero no se pudo estar esa temporada y que sigan estando con nosotros.
Bueno, yo creo que como todo veníamos de un partido diferente de Minnesota, teníamos un plan muy claro, pero el jugador a veces pues bueno se descentra por la emoción del partido, por la presión de la situación y empieza a hacer cosas que no hemos dicho que teníamos que hacer, ¿no? Es algo natural en el ser humano y eso nos ha condenado, ¿no? El no jugar de la manera que nosotros sabemos hacerlo y nosotros somos un equipo que si no juega de manera colectiva se perjudica a sí mismo y eso es lo que nos ha pasado en la primera parte. Hemos querido y todos los jugadores han querido intentar ayudar al equipo, pero de una manera errónea, ¿no? En una manera más individual, más de un pensamiento individual que de un pensamiento colectivo. Y por lo tanto creo que en la segunda parte, cuando hemos arreglado esa situación, el equipo ha mejorado sustancialmente.
Little bonus Nico Estevez content there.
Yeah, interesting what Ferreira said. He obviously dejected from the loss and he wished he could have played better, but he was asked, now that, and I have that worry as well, how, does he stop, since he obviously was concentrating on playing for FC Dallas, but now that it's over, is he going to concentrate on U.S. men's national team? And that wasn't even in his thoughts. Wow. To be thought of that because he hasn't shown all that much to have the eyes of men's national team looking at him. So I'm sure
he's in a rough run of
I'm
form
sure
for
in
sure,
the next couple of days he's going to think about it and he said, "Oh man."
Well, what he did say was that he was very, he acknowledged that coming to Austin was hard and things didn't come up the way they planned it to, and that he wishes Austin, the best.
That is very, very nice of him. And actually, it's interesting, just kind of speaking about that rivalry. And I think that shows that while there is animosity, it hasn't spilled over into something truly toxic.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that you, David, you were actually able to go undercover as an FC Dallas fan.
Really? I was
before this, but we actually have footage. Jerry, can you show? We have a picture of David. There he is.
Oh no,
there he is. David Alvarez,
you're wearing the wrong colors.
With the El Matador.
What are you doing?
I was making some taquitos al pastor.
Were you trying to?
I was making some tacos for everybody,
Well, they're famous for their tacos in Dallas.
Yeah.
We know that.
We have to show you that picture. But one thing that Nico Estevez mentioned that I want to bring up is that during the season, some of the players started playing as individuals instead of a collective, and he said that they worked throughout the season to get to a point where they work more as a collective, but it sounds like they went back to playing as individuals
in the first half.
Yes, because this is something that Ferreira said. They gave a lot of gifts to Austin FC. They gifted them a lot.
Particularly
of stuff.
that second goal.
That second, it just bounced off the Dallas defender straight to Driussi. Driussi knows what to do with a ball like that. With a guy like Driussi in front of him.
I gotta tell you, that goal was beautiful. I mean, that was like to make that the last shot to that goal and to put that effect in that corner. It's really hard because you're going running the other way, and you try to put it in the other corner. You're gonna cross it all the way, so you had to bend your foot somehow to make it there, and he did it.
Yeah, and this is where the little things that you really don't see come into play, because as difficult as that shot to angle it, imagine having two defenders also in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Djitte's run away from him, away from Driussi, took two defenders away. That made it not as much more manageable shot that he was able to just bend in. And these are the small little things that a lot of people just don't notice. Yeah. But Josh would have noticed.
I'm 100% sure. Okay, so we're going to get to Djitte and Ruti and looking ahead to the LAFC in just a moment. We're talking about all the good, all the positive, and even the rivalry, a little ugly, but not too ugly. I want to talk about one other thing that's not quite on pitch action.
Okay.
I want to talk about Austin FC fans and their online presence, because that's been a hot topic of conversation today. A little laminated sheet of paper from a certain Anthony Precourt was a topic of conversation today. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay,
no, I was busy at work.
Okay, yeah. So. Well, not all of us can be, on Twitter all day like myself, following this stuff. Some of us have other jobs to attend to.
In a long time.
But no, Anthony Precourt posted the famous the list of predictions from people.
Oh, okay.
Laminated list, and that was a lot of people had some thoughts about that.
Andrew Wiebe and all those guys.
Oh yeah, well a lot of people had some not so kind thoughts. National media was not digging this. What was going on with that? But do you think, Jorge? Yeah. Austin FC fans, do they perhaps need to tone it down a bit when it comes to it seems like any form of criticism from there it is right there. There it is. Do they need to maybe just a notch whenever someone in the national media dares to say predict a team that's not Austin FC to win a game? Do they maybe not need to en masse attack that person? On social media.
Unfortunately, there's what's the term that people like to use? The mob mentality. That is very, very easy to follow and very easy to fall.
I think you got into something there.
Because when all it takes is one guy that 3 or 4 others follow to and the analytics for Twitter takes over, and a lot of people in Los Verdes and Austin Anthem, Fighting Leslie's, they follow each other. They're friends. We comment on each other's Twitter feeds or whatever. So when one person posts something, everybody's going to post. And that is something that's interesting because I think I mentioned it before. They made a study. I think MLS made a study of the most social media active fan base, and in MLS, Austin FC won by far. by
not
far.
Not surprised.
Because and they not only tracked what Austin FC the media team does, tweets and all that, but their followers. And so, it happens for good and for bad. For good, obviously, I could think of Rico. Shout out to Rico from Los Verdes, who did an amazing job of raising funds for the Uvalde shooting.
Oh, I did the charity work. It had just been phenomenal.
And all he did was one tweet, and a couple of friends followed, and then Los Verdes, and it just went over and went national, and so raised a lot of money.
For sometimes it's good,
for sometimes it's good. But then there's what happened with last year's PA announcer for Austin FC, that I can't even remember his name at the moment. And he put out a tweet complaining about the homeless, and suddenly he's public enemy number one because he dared to criticize homeless people because it was dangerous for him while walking in the street.
Well, yeah, you cannot walk like that in Austin, man.
Yeah, but he happened to mention that he called the police on the homeless, and his career for Austin is pretty much over.
So you need to adapt.
It's good. There's a lot of extremes.
Well, even just like with those predictions there. Right. I mean, these are preseason predictions. Austin FC were awful last season. They didn't do a whole lot in the offseason. None of us thought they were making the playoffs.
No.
I didn't see a whole lot of Austin FC. If there was people who were angry that
I thought they would sneak into the playoffs as a 7th seed. If we go to our predictions, I thought they would at least do that.
Playoffs.
But to get second place and
it's like we realize the thing is, like, we concentrate too much on Austin, and we don't think about the other teams that also getting worse. I mean,
that's a very good point.
Oh, they don't have enough.
Portland was awful.
Minnesota didn't have enough players.
This is a league of parity. A lot of teams have problems. But this is a wonderful story. Austin FC to go from where they were last season to where they are this season.
Right.
Let's focus on just how remarkable it is, how just unbelievable of a story we are witnessing, instead of digging up tweets from the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
these predictions. Just move on and celebrate.
Yeah, because if you listen to all of those people that Tom Bogert and Weeby and David Gass and all those guys, they are heaping praises of Austin FC since probably before the All-Star game.
They don't hate Austin FC.
They do not hate. They
might now. They didn't at least a couple weeks ago.
It's not that they don't respect them now, but none of us respected them before the season started, which is why we have that list. But as the season progressed, they gained a lot of respect by these same individuals. Andrew Weeby picked, and a lot of people don't want to recognize it, but he actually picked Austin FC to get to the Western Conference Final. But not a lot of people are going to give him credit for that because he picked them 12th at the preseason. And so it can get a little muddled.
You know what it reminds me of? I might get canceled into oblivion by bringing this up. But so the other big thing that was going on my Twitter feed, I'm a music fan, so I follow a lot of music accounts.
Okay.
And there was a big thing about Taylor Swift fans are just up in arms over a bad review that her new record got, and they're just attacking Austin FC's mob probably looks tame by comparison to what's going on with the Taylor Swift mob.
Taylor Swift probably has more followers than Austin FC.
To be fair, it's probably fair, but that's what it is. I'm there's some similarities here. Record reviewer dares to write a mildly negative review of Taylor Swift, and out they come. Andrew Weeby dares to say Austin FC are going to finish 12th in the West when they were 12th in the West last season, and out come the Wolves. And it's not good. It's not good to attack people like that.
But welcome to the Austin Bot Farm.
Austin Bot Farm.
But at the same time,
it's the Austin Bot Farm. I mean,
we do need to give credit where credit is due. Because of the attention that was given to all these things, that's how you grow the fandom. People get involved, even if it's just a little bit of a fight that's not really a fight. People are interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's another battle that you have to fight, right?
Put it this way: people like to see car crash compilations on YouTube. They're very, very popular.
Yeah.
So people like to see car crashes.
Yeah.
Well, I was glued to my phone watching these arguments all day. I
even if it's a manufactured conflict.
I couldn't look away.
I've talked to Weeby before many times. He loves Felipe Martins, one of his favorite players. But Felipe wants to make it seem like all these writers are against them to motivate the team to play better.
Look, I have the team can keep doing whatever they're doing is
whatever
working, so
billboard material that what they want to use, please do it.
I just think the fans
don't get distracted.
Just dial it back. Just
don't get bit. When you get the social media out of the team. I mean, when the team. I mean, Wolff, I'm sure does that. I mean, that's the main thing you need to do nowadays, like control the team on the social media.
Probably.
That's the main thing a coach needs to do.
It's probably
today.
easier for some of the older guys like Gabrielson and Felipe, Urruti and Felipe to not really pay attention.
They grew up in social media.
But the younger guys, Ferreira, Kip Keller, those guys, they know what's going on.
So that's what we need. I mean,
what are your thoughts on it, David? Does the fan base need to just a little bit turn it down on the online attack mode?
I mean, it's pretty bully, you know. I mean, that's what bullies do, you know.
It could be interpreted as that.
But at the same time, you know, that's the same thing going on in politics, right? It's going on in politics, and this is a politics. The soccer become politics because it's an opinion. Like it's an opinion. When it's an opinion, it becomes politics right away.
Well, I think when it becomes a problem is when you continue it. The game's over.
I think what you need to continue. What I think we need to more worry about it is like there's substance in there. To find substance in those tweets or whatever you are gonna say, you need to back it up. I mean, if you don't back it up, it's gonna create this big, huge role, and you know.
Well, so I mean, the team is backing it up right now. But I'll tell you what: if Austin FC end up losing, you're gonna have a lot of people. Nationally, they'll be very happy. I think Austin FC are becoming.
They're going to
like it or not, are becoming.
They're going to troll Austin FC fans back for all the trolling they've done.
But you have to think about it, like the Austin.
Be prepared
the Austin team, the fans, and all. Backlash. Austin is a political city. It's a highly political city. So everything that happened and all the problems that people have are highly political. So you need to be aware of it. And I'm proud that this team and the fans are like that, and that. There's some independence from the fans and the ownership. It's not that close.
I could definitely say the ownership probably is not very happy with all this fighting and Twitter that's going on.
But then the owner
they'd rather it not happen.
But then they say the owner himself is posting.
But then you have a priority. Do you have a priority? And the priority is winning next Sunday in LA.
Hey, absolutely. Okay, now let's go ahead and look forward to that match. Jerry, before we get to that,
that's right.
We got a couple of clips of some interviews. This will set us up nicely to go ahead and preview the LAFC match.
Ustedes enfocaron a Dallas prácticamente en este partido. ¿Qué tan difícil va a ser hacer lo mismo en Los Ángeles sin el Q2?
Sí, la verdad, desde el principio creo que pensamos que este partido iba a ser más difícil y pudimos lograr de ganar el partido. Ahora vamos a ir a California y sabemos que va a ser otro partido difícil, pero tenemos confiado. Los tenemos a ellos 2 partidos ya que le ganamos este año y ganarle un tercero sería más lindo todavía.
Oye, dice, cuando la gente le pregunta a Austin FC, mencionan Driussi y Fagundes. ¿Qué responsabilidad es para ti que seas el ícono del equipo?
No, la verdad que yo vengo aquí a jugar y a disfrutar, tratar de ayudar al equipo a ganar, hacer goles, asistencias y pasarla bien. Todos queremos lograr llegar a la final y pudimos lograrlo ahora y ahora son los jugadores que estamos en la cancha, tenemos que saber lo que hacer y estar listos para lograr lo que queremos. Todavía falta mucho, sabemos que faltan 2 partidos para el objetivo, pero el partido que viene ahora es el más importante.
I mean, Q2 is always with us. I mean, we're going to have a strong traveling contingent. I already know that. And, I mean, no matter where the away game is, we always feel Q2 with us no matter what. I mean, everyone's going to be watching from home, from bars. I'm sure there will be some people that fly out to LA and watch it in a bar in LA just to be there. So, I mean, we can't thank our fan base enough, and we always know that they're going to be with us.
Bastante difícil. Los fanáticos son como un jugador extra para nosotros y ellos lo saben. Les hacemos saber que ellos son un jugador extra, pero lo que toca y tenemos que ir a jugar para allá.
¿Cómo te sentiste ahora iniciando?
Bien, obviamente bien. A quien no le gusta comenzar, pero bien, y gracias a Dios se nos dio la victoria.
Diego dijo que no esperaban un equipo tan fácil de Dallas. ¿Cómo lo viste tú?
Sí, no creo que jugaron el mejor fútbol como nos han jugado antes, pero son un buen equipo. Tienen el mismo estilo de juego que nosotros y bueno.
Cool slap by Josh Wolff there. I hope he didn't hurt him. Sounded kind of loud there.
Coach sneaking his way around in the back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Very stylish team.
Very stylish team.
Very
sharp, very Hollywood.
Any thoughts on that there?
They look like cousins. They're all like, when they get out of there, they all kind of dress
Yeah,
the
they
same
look
way, the same
remarkable unity in
unity.
the team. That's one of the keys to success. Okay,
And everybody drinking Yerba Mate.
hey,
you know?
just like, are you auditioning for that? You're not going to leave us, are you?
We need to get
You're
Yerba
a
Mate,
Futbol En Vivo guy here. You can't be going on other shows.
Yeah.
Okay, Austin FC, LAFC, Sunday, 2 o'clock, Bank of California Stadium. Let's talk lineup decisions first.
Yeah.
I think,
Austin FC, LFC. Wow.
there it is right there.
National
Central-
TV again. ABC. 2 p.m. Central Time?
12 Pacific time.
12 is interesting kickoff
So-
time there.
Yeah, right at noon.
Yeah, I knew.
Over there.
So,
yeah.
David, let's talk lineup decisions here. For me, the starting 11 pretty much picks itself. The only question I think is up top at striker. If Djitte, if he didn't, I think he would have a little hamstring issue. If he's fit, is he someone that you might consider starting over Maxi Rudy up top?
I mean, you got to think about LA, how they play, and they play kind of, they have all those 3 strikers very similar to Dallas. So,
Well, okay. Now, the thing about LAFC is they don't press at all. Those front 3 do not
they're very patient.
They do not do a lot of work off the ball.
the thing Arango does the same thing that Rusi did. Those type of goals that Arango does all those.
He's a very
he's gonna take
They're
guy.
brilliant
Yeah.
on the ball.
Yeah.
LAFC,
Yeah.
it's forwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Off the ball, they don't do a whole lot. They really don't. The game against the Galaxy, they were just standing around. The Galaxy had the ball.
They did not look.
They did not try
very
to win it back.
dominant.
But
as it were.
but I think I think it would be a good decision to have a Djitte.
So you would go Djitte over.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
Now, remember last time Austin FC faced LAFC, a certain Maxi Rudy started and scored
both games.
2 goals.
But I think that's another factor that I didn't thought about it, and I think I changed my mind.
He just changed his mind.
You back it up. You're backing it up. It's no fake news no more.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what happened the last time. That's what happened the last time.
Yeah, that's important. That's very important.
And to me, okay,
it depends on the fitness too.
I think this is a slightly different
depends on the
matchup
fitness
because
of Djitte.
I think that'll factor in. But I think because LAFC are not the aggressive pressing team that FC Dallas were, I don't think Austin FC are going to necessarily play as direct. I just think it would be a mistake to go super direct against LAFC and get into like an end-to-end kind of game.
Yeah.
Because LAFC
Agree.
have a ton of firepower. I mean, Austin FC have Driussi, probably will be the best player on the field. Sorry, Carlos Vela. I think Driussi will be the best player on the field. But in addition to Vela, you've got, Chicho Arango. You've got Dennis
I think for me, it's
Duonga,
the best
who's
one.
destroying teams right now. You got Cifuentes. You've got Kellen Acosta. There's just so much
They have a
firepower.
lot of guys,
You do not want to get into a back-and-forth game. I think Urruti would be my pick because when LAFC have the ball, you want the most aggressive guy out there to try and get it back off of them as soon as possible. And to me, that's Maxi Rudy. So I stick with Rudy.
And you're right. I mean, he had the experience of scoring already against them lately. I mean, why not? I mean, if you already know, just
how do you see it, Jorge?
I'm going to take a cue from Josh Wolff and his
Smart man to take a cue from.
His thoughts about how he went about he and his staff starting Djitte in front of Rudy. They're going to have to look at the factors that LAFC and the thought that what they're going to present as a starting lineup. It depends on who's up there. If God forbid Christian Bale's they start him off.
Christian Bale, Batman's going to be out there.
I'm sorry, Gareth Bale. Sorry,
Christian Bale.
Well, if they start
if
Christian
Batman
Bale
plays,
that's going to be a
could be.
that's going to be a trip.
Be
But
dicey.
no, Gareth Bale. Sorry. obviously he's going to be a much different player than if you start Chicho Arango. So I think it depends on
he might be playing golf too.
Who they think is going to
start.
A very likely if they think Gareth Bale's going to attack, it's a different look.
Injured though. Right?
He's been injured.
What is the word on him playing?
I just spoke to a friend of mine who's Pablo Morales, salutations, from Dale FC, and he didn't want to tell me because he doesn't know either. Oh. So because he doesn't know, that tends to tell me that he's probably not going to play. But I also thought Paul Arriola wasn't going to play either, and he played the full 90.
I mean,
ineffectively,
I think,
but he played. But if they do play Chicho Arango, I think it's going to be like you said. They're going to be not as an attacking front three.
I would do that if I would be Austin. I would be LA. I would do that against Austin. I would put the same pressure, like the much pressure as possible.
I would do that. Carlos Vela is not going to press. He just isn't. He's old and he doesn't. Yeah,
I know he's not interested in doing it. But you can have somebody.
And Chicho Arango's pressing numbers are not. I looked them up last night. They're not good. Okay, he's not a high presser.
But if I would be LFC, I'm not talking about the FC. If I would be them, I would put a lot of pressure.
You would have to convince Carlos Vela to actually try and do some work off the ball.
Well, you know, Guardiola convinced Agüero to play back. Remember that?
Okay. All due respect to Steve Cherundolo, I don't think he's quite. I don't think he has quite the cachet.
Not quite the same level
as Pep Guardiola.
I think what they're going to do. I think what Austin FC is going to do is just kind of keep the same lineup that they've had tried and true throughout the season. They know how to.
No Johan Valencia.
No, I don't see Johan Valencia. Pereira played pretty well.
No, Johan Valencia.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna start. I think he's because
Pereira was sensational.
Particularly because the front three are not a very
a
big threat to counter very fast. I think Gabriel Cascante can handle the speed of LAFC's front three.
I think that's fair.
So I don't think Valencia is going to be necessary. But it depends on, again, it depends on what tape they see, what their thoughts are, and brainstorming to see who's going to start. But that's not going to happen. According to Josh Wolff, he's going to give them the next couple of days off, the players, so they're not going to get together until Wednesday. So we'll see.
Until Wednesday.
And if things hold true with what he did last week, he's going to have his starting lineup probably by Friday.
What do you think the strategy should be in this match? Or do you think SFC should bunker in, sit deep, park the bus, look to hit LAFC on the counter? Do you think they should go toe-to-toe, try and hold a bunch of possession against this LAFC
I think
team?
They should go with their strengths, and their strength is speed.
Yeah,
they have a faster team than LAFC does, and they just need. I think they should attack right off the bat, just like they did with this game.
I agree.
If Dallas is sort of the LAFC light, then play in the same way.
Yeah,
I think because SFC are really good at keeping the ball when they want to, and as alluded to, LAFC don't. I mean, if you
it's not their game.
They will have a lot of possession if you allow them to have a lot of possession, and there are plenty of teams that choose to just sit deep and pray against LAFC
and let them pass the ball away from the outside if
the Galaxy they like to have the ball, and they had 60% of it against LAFC in LAFC's own stadium, and SFC are capable of doing that as well.
And Galaxy almost pulled it off too by playing that game. So I think Austin FC is going to study the Galaxy tape a lot this week to see how LA Galaxy was able to get up to it, almost pull it off. They were 2-2 tied, drawing towards the end there. They played very well. Galaxy played super. I mean,
they were
higher than their capacity.
In control of that match for good stretches. The only thing I think Austin FC. They don't want to sit deep and park the bus.
No,
I think that's David. I know you don't want to see that. You don't want to see park the bus. Definitely not. And I don't think you want to get into an end-to-end.
The only thing I really want, the only thing I always look at the numbers. What is it? Shots on goals. That's the only thing I expect from us. We need to have more shots on goal.
Well, look at this, Jerry. He's answered your prayers there, David. Look at this. Wow. So Austin FC 6 goals from 11 shots on goal. LAFC 33 shots, 2 goals. One from open play. Wow. They really have done well at shutting down this vaunted LAFC attack. But yeah, here's what I wrote down here about this matchup: Austin FC versus LAFC. I want to get your thoughts on this, David. I wrote LAFC. They're a collection of talented individuals.
Yes.
Whereas Austin FC, they're just a talented collective.
Well said.
What do you think? Huh?
Well said.
I worked hard on that one. That was
I think you should
a good 5 minutes last night.
I think you should run for city council right now. That's you convinced me already. I'll vote for you. I'll vote for you. No, I mean it sounds pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty nice.
Rolls off the tongue.
I have to say that LAFC it's a really tough team, and it's so much talent. But also, to be a team, you need to win like the Shield. You need to be the number one. They're showing that it is already a team. Right. There's no problem with that.
But
the problem for me, there's other factors that influence, like the small little factors in every game, in every situation. Another factor would be how many Austin fans would be supporting the team.
Well, we know we got one.
I will be at the game.
At least is going to be out there.
That could be definitely would be a factor. I mean, the Dallas fans weren't a factor. Like you couldn't even see them. You overheard them a little bit.
It's because when you're in the supporter section, you don't hear anything from anywhere. But if you were up where we were, you could hear them during the pregame.
During the breaks from
with the little thunder sticks and stuff.
But the question is,
they made their presence felt.
So, that's good.
So need to give them
because
that.
I wasn't.
They traveled well for this game.
I have it very far, from the
it's a different
opposite. But I think the important thing, because the Austin FC, the LAFC fans are probably the second most organized.
They're probably the most organized. Austin FC is not quite there yet, but I think there's mutual respect there between 3252.
Because you can see on TV. You can see the only thing, the main ones.
And they travel super well, but
they had a good presence here.
They're going to make their presence felt, and just like and to a man, Wolff, Cascante,
By the way, Cascante played very good.
Driussi, all those guys, they always mention the advantage of playing at home because of the crowd. LAFC has the exact same thing going on. And Austin FC have. When they have played in a place where there's that intimidating factor from an opposing fan, like Seattle, they played awful. They played terrible.
But we have.
I don't know if that's a factor.
We have a very good record as winning as visitors this season. So
true. That is true.
LAFC did win at LAFC. Won at Atlanta United. They have a really tough place to play as well.
So, and that's one of the things that Brett Struble was. I think you were the one that asked him that question. How much of an advantage is it to play at a team that you've already beaten before?
I did ask that question.
That was a great question, and I think that kind of summarized what we need to know, right?
Hey, the players, when they see Futbol En Vivo approach and ask a question, they know they're going to get some quality. We saw it with you and Danny Pera. Jorge always asks the great stuff. So, when they see Futbol En Vivo, they know quality is
quality questions
there. They would be afraid of that. Hey, it looks like the Q2 stadium.
Looks like somebody else is already online for the game.
Is that you?
Somebody's already there. Wow. But it's going to be a very fun game. I think you talked earlier about the rivalry between Dallas fans and Austin FC fans. It's a different type of
rivalry.
Of rivalry. It's more of a
it's
mutual.
More California.
It's more Texas of a, thing. Yeah, but it's more of a mutual respect type of thing. They respect what we do, but they are more about their rivalries with the LA Galaxy, flat out. They hate each other, and that's not going to change. But as far as them with other groups, I think there's a lot of friendly banter. There's not that violent rhetoric that you see from teams in Houston.
All right, don't worry. They're underwater, man. Don't worry about it. Don't think about
we don't need to worry about
10
those
of those
guys. Yeah, all 10 of those guys.
Really,
but
really
still.
Okay, let's
not even San Antonio, man.
Yeah, San Antonio's got a much better fan base.
Oh, yeah, and a very good team in USL this season as well.
So,
And they're playing the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so all you Crocketeers out there.
Hey, yeah, I have a lot of respect.
Salutations.
I used to live in San Antonio. Love San Antonio.
Oh, yeah,
a ton of respect.
Great
for San
town.
Antonio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's get some predictions, shall we? Because I mean, this is getting serious, you guys. We're
Where's the-
predicting.
where's the chicken
The
of-
chicken of indecisiveness
indecisiveness.
is gazing down upon us here.
He's looking at you, David.
Right at you, Dom. Let's start with you then. Chicken is looking right at you.
Hey, chicken. Okay. I'm a chicken. But no, definitely I think it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be very indecisive, but I think Austin will prevail.
Wow. Are you picking with your head or your heart?
No, I'm thinking it's going to be, I'm thinking with my heart, I think it's going to be, I'm reading right now, I'm a psychic, and I think it's going to be a 2-2 tie, and they're going to go extra time, and Austin is going to win in penalty kicks because they've been practicing a lot.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty damn specific.
That is very specific. No indecisiveness from you, Dom. I mean, a psychic.
It's a psychic thought, and I think when I win in penalty kicks.
Okay. Jorge, what do you got?
Austin 1-0.
1-0. Wow. So just kind of a cagey match? Like, what's going on here?
I think it's going to be, because you had mentioned it earlier that LAFC is not going to be a very attacking team, front three, but they have a good defensive. And that's going to counter against an attacking three from Austin FC. So it's going to be it's going to be a defensive battle.
A bit of a stalemate, kind of canceling each other out.
They're going to cancel each other out, and it's just going to be a fluke goal from somebody.
I smell like Bruce is going to score.
It's a pretty safe bet.
Like a Nuruti could just find himself with a header somewhere, or a Pereira just kind of gets in the way of a
Pereira's playing pretty good.
Somebody, so I think it's going to be 1-0.
Okay, that's a good pick.
What about you?
No.
No.
Hey, I said all along that LAFC, I preferred Austin FC versus LAFC than, say, the LA Galaxy.
True.
Say Nashville. Did say maybe even like Portland. Didn't even make the playoffs.
Nope, they didn't.
I like how Austin FC match up against this LAFC team because, again, LAFC, they don't really press.
Nope.
And they tend to leave a lot of space in behind their defense because they when they do have the ball, they push bodies forward. I mean, they remind me a lot of Real Madrid, actually, in the sense that, you have a similar, Real Madrid, unlike City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, they don't press a lot.
No, they don't.
But they'll have a lot of possession when they do have the ball, and they push bodies forward, and they can tend to leave space on the back.
Precise passes,
Yeah, exactly. And again, like if you just sit deep against them, they have so much talent. They can really hurt you.
It just takes one of them on a counter.
If I would be Austin, I'd say if it would be a LFC, I would be playing like Portland. Portland played to Austin, but
they're not gonna do it because they don't have the same kind of intensity as Portland can have. So I like the matchup because Austin FC struggle against high presses, they struggle against park buses, and you're not going to see either of those from this LAFC team. I like Austin FC 2-1.
2-1
in this match, just as I said. Wow. The FC Dallas match, I got that one right, and I'm going another 2-1 win. You
got the last time too.
I said 2-1.
Wow, I think you should be playing the bottom, man.
I think that's what I said.
Not only running for city council, but right
now, and so it'll be a lot of fun. There was a lot of banter because a lot of Austin FC fans had booked their flights and hotels to LA before the Dallas.
Actually,
game.
It's true. My friends at work, they booked before. Before the last game, they booked the flight.
That's just confidence.
They got the flight.
Very confident.
And honestly, and those guys were very doubtful, much more critical than I.
More critical than you.
But
I don't know if I want to meet these people.
I was very surprised about that decision. I thought, oh my God, you got a ticket before the game?
All right. So any final thoughts before we close things out? I think they're about to turn the lights out on us here.
Yeah. One final thought, and actually a question for you guys is let's look ahead into the MLS Cup.
Whoa,
real quick.
Jorge, speaking of confidence.
Let's be bold, and we all three of us predicted that Austin is gonna win. Would you prefer? How big of a possibility is it for NYCFC to beat Philadelphia Union and have the MLS Cup here in Austin?
Very likely.
I think it could happen.
Very likely. It's a former
Very
champion.
likely, right?
He's a champion.
NYCFC is playing very well.
Yeah.
Union did not look good against Cincy. I picked Cincy to beat them, actually, and they were really, really close to beating them.
But you also got in the brackets. You're pretty close too. So.
And NYCFC destroyed Montreal 3-1.
Yeah,
so, bracket,
which I did not predict.
Look at that bracket.
You predicted that. Well, you didn't even have Montreal advancing past.
Yeah.
Was that my bracket?
Yeah, that's your bracket.
That's my bracket.
Yeah, you pick Austin.
So you have the final.
Yeah,
your final is still
final. You final the final.
I could have the final.
Yeah,
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, that was your final. Yeah.
And hey, it's looking.
And that was mine.
It's
I believe.
looking like a
your
big
final is still
possibility.
My final is still up there, but hopefully
what's
not.
interesting, David? So you just said Austin FC are going to beat LAFC, but look at you. A couple weeks ago, your bracket. Notice Austin FC, LAFC, and there's LAFC advancing. Explain yourself.
Well, why?
What do you?
About what?
Why did you say a couple weeks ago
you're
LAFC
picking
are going to
LAFC
beat
over
Austin
Austin
FC, and just 2 minutes ago you said Austin FC were going to win?
Oh, because I was in a hurry.
The pressure.
Panic.
No, I wasn't in a hurry. No. But at that time, I was very
under
doubtful.
the hot lights.
Hey, everybody. I mean,
Deportes,
at that time when we did that prediction, there was a lot of doubts about what would have happened with the first playoff. So that's why.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. And you didn't have to do that, Jerry.
You
You
got
didn't have to do
Philadelphia.
that. My predictions are not looking.
Oh,
dear.
LA Galaxy beating Austin FC. Oh, Galaxy beating
the
Austin
Galaxy
FC.
losing to LFC. That busted my bracket.
You were in a hurry too. I understand that.
In a big hurry.
I was in a hurry too, and I did much better than both of you guys. So
what do you mean? About to win? If Philadelphia beat whatever.
Well,
we'll see. We're still in the run.
We're
still in the run, but I hope that doesn't happen. I hope you win. I hope you win.
I hope I'm right.
I hope you're right too. All right. We got to keep this going. This cannot be the end of the season.
No.
Austin FC, they got to keep the train rolling. Keep the party going.
Listos.
I want an MLS Cup final show.
Imagine an MLS Cup final show.
Incredible. I mean, we sat through so much bad soccer last season.
God, it was awful.
We deserve it, man. We deserve it.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's do this again next week. Thank you to Club Deportes. Thank you to Jerry Lopez, as always, behind the boards. Thank you to our fans. And let's keep the party going, guys.
There you go.